Hey guys, it's Grimmer here, and now I wanted to talk about some farming. And for the sake of this video, I will be assuming that you already more or less know about the Netherrealm, about, some basic things like the tiers of these, like Glacial Abyss and everything. Well, the time mark tiers, which, well, you should already probably know, at least if you have reached some of the end game. In general, one of the things is that you're not going to be like super efficient at farming some specific types of resources until you are some level 85, 90 plus. One of the main reasons why is just because you will not have the cards, and if you don't know what cards are, just stick around. I will explain you how they work and how you can actually use them to, make it so you're farming the resources that you want and that you're more efficient. Let's just open one kind of random one here. As you can see, there are these cards on here. And what these cards do, they each give you like a specific modifier to that map. Some of these have inheritance, which means that it will remain applied to the next 5 maps that you are going to run. Some of them have memory, which there is one with memory, which means that it can be picked multiple times in a row. It doesn't stay for multiple runs, but you can pick it on the next run as well. So if you have 3 memory, you can pick it 3 times. So it's okay, but it's also pretty wasteful because you have to pick it every time, so you can't pick any other ones at that time. What you can see also is there's the card library. This is one of the things that you can check, so you will see all of the cards here basically. There are a bunch of different rarities to the cards. It's not like it's always like, these orange ones are not always the best. Sometimes even like blue ones are really okay as well. Then you have the trait deck. Basically the difference is this is the deck from which the game, when it resets, if I would do this one last map, actually give me a second, I will quickly complete it so you can see it. All right, here we go. There's the finished map, and now we can actually check how this works. Okay, so each time you run 5 areas in a row in one of the same realms, you will get to pick to upgrade one of the cards or just pick a new card. Well, no, I don't think you pick a new card. I think you just upgrade them. So let's say I upgrade this. And then one of the things that a lot of people I hear are just doing, they just start the next round because they don't know, like it's in your face constantly, but they don't understand how the deck thing works. You can actually change the cards that you pull. So let's click on this. Let's click on adjust deck. Here are all the trade cards that you have. I'm sorry. And you can pick 10 of them to use. So I am using these ones here. You can see them. And then these are all of the ones that I have to pick from. One other thing is that the other deck that I showed you, not the deck, but like all of the list of cards, those are the ones that are randomly picked. Like all of them, any of them can be picked. So those you cannot influence at all, but these are the ones that are going to be picked more. So you can influence the farming methods quite a bit more by just doing that. Okay, so one of the best things that I would suggest is to kind of skip these in general. I do use them sometimes, but like they're pretty nice. But until you're doing tier 8 maps, they're not that great. They will give you some loot, but it's not good enough for you to remove one of the slots. What I'm doing in general is, of course, this one is very nice. It just gives you just general drops, more loot. So, and it has inheritance 5, so it will stay throughout all of the 5 maps that you run in that set, which is really awesome. Next thing I go for is very early on, this is probably going to be the best method for you, to just pick up this card and upgrade it as much as possible. Every time that any flame fuel drops, there's a 14% chance for it to be upgraded. So on average, it's like 8 flame fuel, like flame sand drops. One of them will be on average transformed into flame Elementium. Okay. Next thing is this one. Any 6 affixed rare gears will be 84% chance to be turned into flame fuel. It seems kind of bad, but 6 affixed, the pink rares are really not good to pick up. I literally don't pick up any pinks or purples. They are pretty much useless, as well, you can't craft them, and it is super unlikely for them to have like all of the stats to be good. So just don't bother, and this is good. You will get way more flame fuel, and you can combine them together. Then there's another thing you can, for example, throw in this. So if you do this, you get more 6 affixed rare gears. As you can see, those can be transformed into flame fuel. And then also you can combine it with these cards. More rare monsters, and more. So let's say you pick up this one to start as your first one on the map. Then you take this one for more items from the rare monsters. Then you pick one of these, you go for the upgrades, and you pick another one with rare monsters. You will guaranteed get a bunch of flame fuel. It will happen. Maybe it's not going to be flame Elementium, maybe it will be. Even early on, sometimes I had maps where I would get 5, 6, 7 flame Elementium in one map. Not super often, but it happened. So that's really good. Right now, as I'm into a little bit more crafting and I need more embers and stuff, I actually concentrate on the magic monsters. Why? Because there is this one. Also 5 inheritance, and it makes that magic monsters have a 17% chance to drop 1 additional ember. That is really awesome. That's a lot of embers, and some of them are really expensive. And then you can combine that with this one that has a 30% chance to multiply the embers that are dropped. And you can also throw in the memory fragment stuff, which this one also gives you. Magic monsters have a 9%, fucking, I'm sorry, my voice is just disintegrating, so I'm just trying to hold it together. It has 9.1% chance to drop 1 additional memory fragment. And if you don't know what that is, those are the kind of cards, thing, whatever, I don't know, crystals that you get, that when you get a full set of them, you can exchange them and get like all kinds of random items. And sometimes you get some really crazy stuff. I've gotten like a 250 FE weapon from like super basic cards. So they're very nice. So yeah, that's basically kind of my usual setup right now. It changes if I go into tier 8, but for tier 7 and under, I would say this is pretty optimal. And let's just press start next round. So yeah, of course you don't get always all the good ones that you want, and that's just how RNG works. But yeah, you know, I can pick this one. I will have all of 5 maps. I will have just a bunch of embers from magic monsters. So I can stack this, more magic monsters. And of course, on top of that, we go into the kind of next section, which is going to be the, what they're called even, I always forget, not sextants, compass, yeah. Okay, so these ones also will add all kinds of stuff, like these ones add extra normal monsters. So we are stacking magic monsters. because of this. And also we probably would pick this as well at some point. So we can do that, and we can go for just more magic monsters. Add these. Only I would suggest do this when you're like kind of stacked up like 4 of the cards that you have already useful, and then on like do one big map with a lot of them, because those compass are actually pretty expensive. Also, one thing is with embers especially, you can actually convert them sometimes. Like you can do this as the last one with a bunch of embers, and all embers dropped become soul burst embers. If you're trying to craft some very specific modifier on one item, and you, let's say it's attack speed or something for minions, you need the soul burst embers, and you can just run this one, and you will probably get like 20, 30, maybe more even of those. So that's super awesome. This one's cultivation embers, so you will get a bunch of those as well. So that's kind of what I do. Just keep running these. When you get to the boss, kill the boss. If you're not strong enough, don't worry. Just keep running these and don't touch the boss. It's fine. Farm up some gear, farm up some currency, craft something for yourself, and defeat the bosses when you can. And then later on, of course, you have the Realm Lord, which drops a lot of really good stuff, but it's not necessary for you to make currency. Also the Void Rift, but that's also something entirely different. And after that, you will also get the tier 8 stuff, which is just quite a bit more difficult. I can run it, but right now I just want to level up to 96 so I can rank up. Okay, that's not why. I'm just scared to die. Right, so that's pretty much about it. In terms of like basic gear that you would pick up in the map, I would say just pick up blue items. Any blue items that are above 80 are pretty okay. You can get some pretty decent stuff on them, like this one, let's say. If you get a tier 1 modifier on an 80-85 item, decent base, you can sell them for like 1 to 5 flame elementium on the auction house. You can also craft some of that stuff. But yeah, don't pick up pinks, purples, maybe pinks if you pick up items that are needed for you specifically. Like I still pick up purple bard's wands because, you know, there's a chance that maybe it's like super crazy good, but in general, probably not gonna happen. So yeah, that's kind of about it, I think. And about the cards, after every like 5 to 10 maps, just go in and use this, and it will open you the cards and you will get a bunch of stuff from there. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Yeah, just let me know if you have anything that you want to know about the I mean, even the same stuff like the cards and everything. If there are some strategies that you have that are possibly better, also let me know. If you have any questions about maybe the earlier stages of unlocking all of this, also let me know in the comments. I will read all of them and I will get back to you. But yeah, that's it from me, and I'll see you next one. Bye.